What's up, fire family? It's Kiahonfire and welcome back to New World. Today I'm going to show you some of my favourite iron farming paths that you can follow to farm a buttload of iron, as well as some other ores as well on the way. There does usually tend to be quite a bit of silver as well around these places. Now, before we start, something I find absolutely helpful is to use a online resource map such as this. Now, it's not always 100% accurate on where these are. However, it really does help find like paths that are really good. So I'm going to be showing you some of the really good lines within the 3 to 4 really good starting areas. So that includes First Light, Windsward, Monarch's Bluff and Everfall for some good paths to take when it comes to iron farming. I'm going to start off with First Light. I really like this area in particular, as you can see. Around this area, you got like a lot of iron that you can go around and go ahead and pick up, as you can see. So it's a pretty good route, and you could go around like and grab these little pieces. The nice thing about this spot as well, if you wanted to start down at the bottom and then you went all the way up and grabbed a bunch of this, and then further up you went along here, you could kind of go like a zigzaggy style all the way through here picking up the iron, and then make your way into Windsward and continue along the iron line, or come over to this iron line over here. So it's a really good spot. You got a lot of iron in First Light, but one of the places I do like the most is going around Lectum's Pick in this one particular area. You get a buttload of iron. You do get some miners that get in the way. However, it's a really good iron spot, I find. Next location is Windsward, so pretty close to the place I just looked at. There's a nice iron line along the top of this area near Buccaneers Falls that you can get. You can also take it up to this area over here where you have the Bear Cave and you've got Dankfur Hollow. This area is pretty nice for iron too. You can find it all over the tops of the mountain places and grab a bunch there. You can follow it through there. So usually when it comes to Windsward, the bottom part usually is better than the top part. However, you can use a kind of zigzaggy line in the top part as well to farm iron. But I must admit, I do prefer going in the bottom part to farm my iron. I'll collect it all from here, and then I'll go over here, and then make my way into First Light to get some more iron down there. Next place is Monarch's Bluff. Now, you have the main town there. And when you leave town, you can actually take this iron line down and farm all the iron along this kind of bit of stone. It's really close to town. The only problem with that is people mine it a lot, so trying to get the iron there is an absolute pig. So the nice thing you can do is you can go out round here, farm this iron if it's there, or you can go straight through down to this place where there never really seems to be many people and farm that line of iron, and you can get a really decent amount in Monarch's Bluff from this tiny little line over here. Because I don't really usually find many people farming this, it seems to be a pretty decent spot. Coming over to Everfall, I like iron in this place. It's really nice because you can go in a big circle. So I would start over here by Carotic Cave. You climb on top of the cave, and then you go over, and you can use the kind of land bridge to get silver as well while you're there. And then you can go all along the top of the cliff and farm a bunch of iron in that area. And if you wanted to continue, you could go around the fort as well, which has a bunch of iron as well. But I just thought that little iron curve line is quite nice. It's right near the town. Not a lot of people go there because, it's on the top of the mountains. And not everyone knows this, but you can get a lot of iron on top of the mountains. It's actually one of the places you will get iron the most when you go on top of those little dark slaty grey bits. And by dark slaty grey bits, I mean usually stuff that looks like this. You climb on the top of it or over it or by the base of it, and you could usually get some nice iron by doing that actually. So definitely make sure you climb in the cliffs and stuff, having a look up there. There won't be some on every cliff, but usually it's a great place to find ore in general. So you can find all different types of ore by doing this, whether that be platinum or anything else, iron, silver, gold. Gold I tend to find in wolf caves a lot more than anywhere else, or really high up. But in general, rule of thumb, you want to come and climb on terrain that looks kind of like this, because you're going to find iron a lot easier by doing that, in comparison to farming it out in the green area where it's all grassy and you can't see very well when you're in the long grass looking for iron. So this is usually a great place with a lot of iron veins if you come on the grey slaty cliffs and have a look around. Now you don't have to use like a outsourced map on Google to be able to mine stuff. You can actually use the in-game one, but it's not as good. But it will tell you anyway, once you get past a certain level in mining, I believe level 25 I think it is for iron, it will show you the areas where you can find different things. And it will say the highlands is where you can find precious minerals and boulders. So iron, silver, stone, and this will tell you a bunch of other things as well where to find things. But it's very ideal because if you look on the map, you look at the different terrain, you can see that all of this stuff is like highland. So that would suggest that going in this kind of highland area will give me those precious minerals by looking at it. But like I say, not always accurate and good to know, well, good to look at, because it won't always be the case that these places have the iron and you might be searching for ages. So going to a resource map is usually a little bit better than using the in-game resource locations, but it does give you a nice idea either way on where different stuff is. And if you zoom in a little further, it's a bit easier to tell what biome is what in comparison, because it's not always that clear when you have it highlighted what biome is what, especially when some of them are quite similar, like the coastal hills and the beach is it gets quite similar in texture after a while. But yeah, I hope this helps you find some iron. There's some really good iron veins and places around the map that you can find. Even for the higher areas, you can find some really decent stuff as well. And like I say, have a look at the New World map. I'll leave a link in the description down below. You can filter out things. You can like hide everything and put ores on, so you can see where different metals are. So I find that quite handy. Like silver, you can tag that. As you can see, there's not a lot of silver in comparison to the iron, but it's still good to know. You can do the gold veins as well, see where those are. Iron veins, of course, loads of those. Crystal veins, orichalcum vein, saltpeter, all these kind of things that you might want to find and have a look at. You can mark them on this map and have a little look around and find the things that you need. So very, very handy. Anyway, I hope this video helped you. Thank you for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.